Hello, my name is Edwin, and today I'll be presenting my proposed community design at Oakland Road titled the Cornucopia. The site of the project is situated at Oakland Road beside the existing wet market. Just a brief context that this place contains a wet market, local housing, primary school, and commercial buildings surrounding the site. The existing wet market's users are usually those from the local communities, which is the older generation, and the primary school students found beside the site. For the context, I did a study focusing on the vendors and primary school students, as the primary school students make up of part of majority users of the site, and I'm looking for potentials of bringing in newer generation into the wet market and educating them about its dining culture. And just a brief introduction of the issues that is contributing to the wet market decline. The focus I'm looking at is usually on the home cooking culture of the wet market. So usually back in the days, the wet market is usually embraced for its freshness and delicacy of the ingredients used in home cooking. But as the new generation entered the context of the site, they struggle for more convenience and cost-saving options to suit this fast-paced lifestyle, in which turn make them neglect the slow but rewarding home cooking elements in their lifestyle. This abandonment of the value has given them no reason to visit the wet market, so this is why the wet market has been having a decline lately. But the idea was looking into, since that the modern generation is more busy to visit the wet market, so we're looking into the primary school student, which they are often more free of time, and it brings to my design statement, which is the market can be a platform for even younger generation, which is a school student, to be given implementation and cultivation of the home cooking culture by the older generation. So the idea is further enhanced as can both benefit both generations through intergenerational learning. For example, the older generation sharing their life essential skill and the younger generation providing the social interaction needs. And the other objective was to establish a self-sustaining mutual relationship between the wet market and community center where the ingredients can actually be reused and produced and farmed within the existing market and the community center. So based on the site section below, it shows the different timeline of different spaces and how the knowledges and ingredients actually uh, connects the two different generations to its own benefit. This is just a general explanation of the whole timeline. So in the early morning, both users will be getting ready for their own lifestyles, where the vendors will actually bring in the ingredients into the wet market to sell it until the afternoon when the wet market closes. So during the afternoon, the school students will also finish their school session, and then the next program may actually take place through the community center and workshop. So the leftover ingredients from the market which failed to sell can be transferred from the wet market to the community center, where the students can actually use these ingredients to actually practice and learning and cooking. So these spaces are actually public and shared among everyone, which provides an opportunity for older generation to pass down all their knowledge of the ingredients and different methods through casual learning and essential skills, all these throughout these spaces and workshops. So and then as soon as it reaches evening, both users can actually go back to their own respective homes. And for these kids who actually learn through the cooking workshop, they will be able to provide the home cooking quality within their own homes for their own families, which their working parents actually struggles to do. And through this cooking, they will be able to bond within one another through the food and experience from the market, thus cultivating the culture within the market, within the kids, and changing the perception of what a wet market could be. So it's a more for long-term advantages where the kids will actually grow up to embrace the market more. So in like 30 years time, they will actually still go back to this wet market and actually buy ingredients from the wet market. Okay, with the design statement in place, I would like to introduce my design concept, which is cornucopia, which is actually a symbol of abundance defined by Greek mythologies of the horn of plenty, in which the horn always overflows with fruits and food. So how I interpret these concepts actually through the use of embracing the ingredients, which give the potential of defining every key space by using the showcase of the ingredients. So this showcase of ingredients I will later call the ingredient walls that will be supported by adaptable modular shelving that can be attained using the chittering method which is flexible and adapt to different type of spaces that requires different type of showcasing styles. And I actually how I showcase the ingredient will later be shown, but it's mostly inspired by the existing wet market hanging function, in which the wet market, the existing one, where like the mutton stall, they actually uses this hanging hook to showcase their ingredients like the mutton, and they also use it to hook different materials such as plastic bags and drinks. That's the way of their conveniency and storage system. So as you can see here, this is the different type of shelvings which I was talking about, the adaptable modular shelving. So the first one you can see over here, which is B, which is actually the fruit garden, which I mentioned the vine plant, and D is like the ingredient shelving, E is the kitchen utensils, A and C is like the herb garden and the vegetable garden, and F is like the shelf for all these different type of shelving will serve different function in different type of spaces. Over here is just a study on the type of plants that can be used to farm and be planted on the ingredient walls. So there's a few types which uh, categorized into three main categories, which is the leafy greens, which is the vegetables and everything. Herbs, which is used for the smell and cooking elements, and the fruits is actually also part of the cooking elements, but can also be used to eat on the spot. So here is a study of how I did my schedule of accommodation based on the main spaces and how the space level diagram to show the general relationship between the different spaces and general spacing, in which will later affect the design development in the next slides. So through the schedule of accommodation and the ingredient walls that I mentioned earlier, so with these main spaces, how the ingredient walls actually affects the spaces, how I arrange the type of it to form the space. So let you can see the culinary center is affected by the kitchen utensil type, the ingredients type, like market stores mainly focus on ingredient shelving. And the hanging out area, the workspace is mostly featured with more of the herb garden and fruit garden, because the herb garden actually provides the aroma for relaxation, and the fruit garden also provides the fruit snacks for people who's hanging out and people who's doing work to actually just take and eat easily. So it's like more of a convenience for them, how it actually enhance the space for these people. Here is my design development model, which is one of my initial strategy on how the arrangement of space and the building will actually look like, and how you actually connect it through different spaces and nodes. And from this design development, I will actually re reorganize into a different kind of layout, which to emphasize on the cooking center and focus on the axis of circulation, which each entrance are facing different communities. So from there, the spaces are affected by the neighboring context and enhanced with the ingredient walls, like stated before. So this is how it will look like in the whole general concept of the design. So this drawing actually particularly shows the space relation of the spaces of the design, responding to the adjacent site context. So this particular drawing shows the direct face-to-face connection of the building towards the existing wet market. So the spaces defined were to embrace the market, where the extension of the market is located, with the sitting area uh, for the local community to hang out and be buffered by greeneries and space. So you can notice that the spaces over here is actually designed to be more open, to allow the inflow of the people from the existing market and my design to actually enter and exit freely. Okay, the other side of the space facing towards HKC Chuan is designed to accommodate for the students' needs of waiting area, workspace and reading area, and a play area. So these areas are actually designed to have not utilized like the typical kind of school uh, table and chairs. So we want to keep them interested of more casual and playful learning, which is why I actually uses the floor and the net to actually accommodate for these needs. The spaces is also decorated with a lot of greeneries and bookshelf, which is contribute to his privacy in the work area, which also makes it more of a like a escape space for them from school because we want to give them a more casual learning stuff like that. The third phase actually focus more on the local community, the Hokkien community, which is the actual Oakland Road community, where I designed the park and the plaza and the garden for them to actually hang out and jog around the area and just walk around the area, and they can actually utilize the whole facade of the building to actually like walk, just do some jogging and everything, because they actually do that in the existing area. And with the previous three first layer of spaces, they will actually be intersected into the main spaces, the second layer at the center, where the different generation will actually come together in these main spaces of the community center, which is the culinary center and the courtyard and the play area. So as you can see, the culinary center is situated at the most prominent nodes with the raised steps and staircase surrounding the space to allow audience and places an emphasis towards the center, so multiple people would be able to learn from one session and encourage more interaction and knowledge sharing between everyone. And the courtyard is designed as an open space for everyone to use and play, which features a climbing structure with a net kit for kids to play and an open space for which the adults can actually watch over the kids and make BBQ with the ingredient walls surrounding it. Okay, the next drawing shows the list of specific ingredients situated as there's a space like I mentioned about the ingredient walls and their types and how they actually define the space. Next few drawings will actually focus on the production of the design. So over here you can see the site plan, which features how it actually interacts with the surrounding site. And you can see, if you can see the top right corner is actually where the loading bay is, which is actually corresponds with the loading bay of the existing wet market on the top right. And while this area actually are buffered by a lot of greeneries and a lot of sittings and tables for the Hokkien community to actually come together and hang out at the area where which I was talking about the first layer of space. The floor plans features the arrangement of catering to surrounding neighborhood context in which I had explained in my previous asymmetric drawing. Surrounding the building will be a welcoming park with a lot of greeneries that will welcome anyone into the building as a holding space. The lower ground floor plan just features the basement area, which is actually the most where I located all the service area and the storage area, which is connected to the loading bay above. So this area is actually quite hidden. Section A cuts through the long side of the building, featuring the spaces connection. So through the play of levels, it was able to achieve certain emphasis on certain spaces such as the courtyard area and the culinary center, where people will be able to see the area visually pleasing and easily. Section B cuts through the short section emphasizing on the response of neighboring context, which was previously explained in my previous asymmetric drawing as well. Okay, the elevation here are designed to further embrace the ingredient walls, where the part of the exterior exposed wall is designed will be screened by ingredient wall of a larger scale and greeneries with blind at certain areas. So it's more of like a facade treatment. And the left elevation would consist of more screen to achieve more private within the workspace of the student. The front elevation is designed symmetrically to provide a grand and stable feeling upon entering the design of the community center. Okay, the right elevation here is designed almost the same as the left elevation, but only difference here is like it's more open for the wet market community to actually have a seamless flow of people entering and exiting the building. And the rear elevation is designed to give same symmetrical stability, but with the parks and buffering the service areas. So this is my asymmetric drawing in its entirety, where it shows the basement and the different contexts with a bit of labeling of the spaces in which have a perspective view, which I'll show that in the next slide. So here you can see the front perspective of the building, where you can see how people enters the building from the side. Here's featuring a school side entrance with its facade treatment, and the other one is showing the market side entrance, which is showing its a design where it's more open than the other school side entrance. And here you can see some interior views, which is the culinary center, and how the step sides actually contribute on the viewing area, and the workspace reading area where how the ingredient walls and the bookshelf actually provide more of a privacy area for the students to actually have their workspace. And here's actually my sectional detail in which how the building could be constructed using steel structure and concrete base. And here is a 360-degree view of my model as a simulation of how the spaces and design may work. So in conclusion, by responding to the neighboring context as the first layer of attraction and cultivating the culture interaction within the second layer of the building, towards the younger generation is thus far my design solution in achieving my design statement. Thank you.